Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into South Africa's political headlines and unpack the stories that shape our nation. Today, we're tackling a story that has not only sparked debate here at home but also drawn international attention. President Cyril Ramaphosa has raised serious concerns after reports emerged that 49 Afrikaners have left South Africa for the United States, allegedly under a refugee program supported by former US President Donald Trump. Now, let's break this down. According to reports, a chartered flight recently took off from Tambo International Airport carrying nearly 50 white South Africans, said to be Afrikaners, heading for the United States. The reason? They claim refugee status, supposedly due to fears of persecution and the decline of their cultural and economic safety in post-apartheid South Africa. But here's where the controversy kicks in. President Ramaphosa isn't buying it. He publicly challenged the validity of their refugee claims, saying these individuals don't meet the internationally accepted definition of refugees. Let's be clear, under international law, a refugee is someone fleeing their country due to well-founded fears of political, religious, or economic persecution. Ramaphosa says that's not what's happening here. In his own words, these are people who are resistant to the democratic changes South Africa has undergone since 1994. They're not being oppressed, they're just unwilling to accept the new social and economic dynamics of a post-apartheid nation. And Ramaphosa didn't stop there. He revealed that he had a direct phone call with Donald Trump, yes, the former US president himself, to clarify the matter. Ramaphosa said he told Trump that those behind these claims are a fringe group, a group unwilling to embrace the transformation and inclusivity outlined in South Africa's constitution. He emphasized that this narrative of white South Africans being driven out is false, and that it's being pushed by those who have long opposed Nelson Mandela's vision of a united, non-racial democracy. This revelation adds a whole new dimension to the issue, because now it's not just about who's leaving South Africa. It's about how international leaders, especially those in powerful Western countries, perceive South Africa's transformation. Ramaphosa said he told Trump that South Africa has remained committed to nation building, that white South Africans were not pushed out, but remain part of this country's future. He even remarked that South Africa is the only country in Africa where colonizers remained and were integrated into the national fabric. But critics of the government, and there are many, have seized this moment to ask difficult questions. Why would 49 people be able to convince US authorities that they're fleeing persecution? Are there blind spots in South Africa's current policy direction, or is this just political theater aimed at undermining South Africa's global image? To be fair, this isn't the first time such claims have been made. For years, groups like AfriForum have campaigned internationally to draw attention to farmer tax, affirmative action policies, and land reform, arguing that white South Africans, particularly Afrikaners, face increasing marginalization. While many in government dismiss these claims as fearmongering and misinformation, some right-wing circles abroad, including within Trump's base, have picked up the narrative. It's worth remembering that in 2018, Trump himself tweeted about farm killings in South Africa, echoing concerns raised by conservative commentators. That tweet was met with strong pushback from the South African government, which accused Trump of promoting a false and racially charged view of the country's land reform process. So this isn't new territory, but this charter flight of 49 Afrikaners gives the issue new weight and immediacy. Back home, this story touches on much deeper and more painful questions about identity, inclusion, and what it means to belong in modern-day South Africa. Ramaphosa's defenders argue that his firm response shows leadership and a refusal to let misinformation define the country. But his critics say the president can simply dismiss the fact that some South Africans, particularly some white communities, feel alienated. They argue that instead of just denying the claims, the government should do more to understand and address those fears, even if they're exaggerated or politically manipulated. And then there's the global dimension. If the United States, under a future Trump administration or even through its immigration bureaucracy now, begins accepting white South Africans under a refugee label, what does that mean for diplomatic relations? What does it say about America's stance toward South Africa's transformation project? And how might this be weaponized in South African politics, particularly with elections looming? Ramaphosa has said he plans to meet with Trump to discuss the matter further and emphasize that the US has got the wrong end of the stick. That statement alone suggests that the president is aware of just how damaging this narrative could become if it isn't tackled head-on. When asked whether tech billionaire Elon Musk, himself a white South African expatriate and someone often mentioned in these debates, would attend the meeting, Ramaphosa diplomatically replied, "I don't know. They will decide. I will go with my own delegation." This isn't just a quirky news story about a flight full of migrants. It's about national identity, international diplomacy, and political strategy. It exposes the deep divide still present in our society, and the narratives being exported to the world. So, what do you think? Is this refugee claim a genuine cry for help, or a politically motivated stunt? Are these 49 people fleeing danger, or fleeing democracy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We've got more deep dives, breaking news, and political insights coming your way. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.